Sometimes the world can be a scary place to be, but I never let that ever worry me. I can run and shout out loud. I know I'll be safe and sound, 'cause I know my safety rules and you should too. Come with me, I'll tell you then, it's the safest thing to do. When you're lost or all alone, or if somebody tricky's there, I'll tell you just what to do instead of being scared.
Hi there, my name's Toby the Bear. It's so great to see you. Today we're going to talk about something very important, calling 911 in case of an emergency. When an emergency happens, it's important to tell a trusted adult right away. But sometimes we might not be able to find our trusted adult because we're home alone, or maybe a trusted adult can't do it themselves. That's why it's so important for us to learn how to call 911 in case of an emergency, so we can get help right away. Do you know how to call 911? Once I was home with my daddy while my mommy went to the store. I was playing outside when my ball got caught on the roof. I told my daddy, and he decided to get his ladder and help me get the ball down. My daddy climbed the ladder, and it was really high. He grabbed my bouncy ball and threw it down to me. But when he lost his balance and fell down the ladder, I was really scared. He fell on the ground with a loud thud. And when I ran to check if he was okay, he wouldn't wake up. I was really scared. I tried to remember my safety rules. When something makes you feel sad, scared, or confused, or uncomfortable, it's important to tell a trusted adult. But Mommy was at the store, and my daddy was in trouble. Who could I tell? That's when I remembered when my daddy told me that in case of an emergency, to call 911. I grabbed my daddy's cell phone from his pocket and carefully pressed the numbers 911, and then the green call button with a picture of a phone on it. It rang for a moment, and a nice lady answered the phone. 911, what's your emergency? And I told her what had happened to my daddy. She asked me what my name was and where I lived, and thank goodness I remembered my address and was able to tell her where we were. She stayed on the phone with me and asked me questions about my daddy, and pretty soon the police came with an ambulance to take my daddy to the hospital. I stayed with the police officers until my mommy got there, and they told me I was a real hero. They even gave me my own police badge. When my mommy got there, they told her that my dad was going to be okay. He only bumped his head. And the police officer told my mommy that I had called them for help, and my mommy was so happy and proud of me. I felt really good, and I was really happy that my daddy was going to be okay. Well, I hope you learned something from my story. It was really scary when my daddy wouldn't wake up, but I knew what I had to do to get help. When an emergency happens, it's important to tell a trusted adult right away. But sometimes we might not be able to find a trusted adult, and that's why it's so important to know how to call 911. I practice calling 911 with my mommy and daddy, and make sure I know what my address is. And you should too. It's the safest thing to do. See you next time. Bye!
I know my safety rules and you should too. Come with me, I'll tell you then, it's the safest thing to do. When you're lost or all alone, or if somebody tricky's there, I'll tell you just what to do instead of being scared.